Let's do a weekly reading update. I have never done one of these before, but I have been massively inspired by both Brit and Alina as I love watching their updates each week. So I thought I would do my own. I feel like the longer I'm on Book Talk, the more I just want to yap away. So let's yap about the books I read this week, as I did finish 2 books. The first book I finished this week was Skip Shock by Caroline O'Donoghue, and this was a book that I was gifted when I went to the book launch with Walker Books. First things first, this is one of the most beautiful covers I have ever seen. This is a YA fantasy sci-fi book where time is distorted depending on where you travel in the world. So the further north you go, the quicker time passes and the shorter the days are, and the further south you go, the longer the days are, the slower time passes. I thought this was such a creative concept. I've never read anything like this before, and I loved how unique it was. It did take me quite a while to get into this book, and I don't know if I was really on board with the romance subplot. I would have kind of preferred for them to just be friends, but I did get super invested by the end, and I actually didn't realise, but this is the first in a new series, so I turned that final page and I was kind of like, no way, what happens next? I need to know. So needless to say, I will definitely be continuing this series when the next book comes out. I rated it 3.5 stars. I then also finished Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, and this is the second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. It was a very spontaneous decision to read this, but what is summer without a cowboy romance? This book follows Ada, who's an interior designer, and Wes, who is the middle child in the family, as they work together to renovate an old house on the ranch. This is very fast-paced and easy to read. I immediately found myself drawn into the story, which was just what I needed. I really liked both the main characters, and I loved how we slowly learned more about Ada's backstory. I loved how supportive Wes was too, and how they opened up to each other. I did finish this one this morning, and I ended up rating it 4.5 stars. Just because I wanted a little bit more depth into Ada's backstory, but I did love this. This week I've also been listening to the audiobook Outrage by Ellen Jones, Why the Fight for LGBTQ+ Equality is Not Yet Won, and What We Can Do About It. I'm 39% of the way into this, and I am loving it so far. It is so informative, and I'm learning so much from it. It's also very up to date with the current world political situation, which I appreciate. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this one so far. So that's everything I've been reading this week. I was in a little bit of a reading slump previously, but I feel like I've got into a really good routine again with reading this week. I'm excited to think about what I might read next after Swift and Saddled. But I hope you've all had a great week, and I'd love to know in the comments, what have you been reading this week?